Hello, everybody, and welcome to ZTV Live. I'm Susan Mulligan Fleischman, and today is Thursday, June 11th. I'm excited to welcome our guest tonight, artist and curator Lesley Hall of Delray Artisans. Lesley's most recent curated exhibit was Tell Me a Story, which debuted right before the pandemic shut everything down, and now it's become an online exhibit for an extended period of time. I'm looking forward to hearing Lesley tell us all about Tell Me a Story. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's show. M&R Tree Service, which offers 24-hour emergency service, tree and stump removal, and crane-assisted removal. M&R also offers pruning and yearly maintenance services. Visit mrtreeservice.org for details. Mention the zebra for a special discount on certain jobs. And by Tizo Vietnamese Cuisine on Dow Avenue in Alexandria. Tizo is recommended regularly on the Alexandria Curbside Dining group page on Facebook. Give them a try and find out why. Monday and Tuesday specials include spring rolls and extra wings. Give them a call at 571-867-9139. And by Aldo's Kitchen on Eisenhower Avenue in Alexandria. Aldo's can feed a family of 4 for $60 with your choice of chicken parmesan, homemade meat lasagna, or linguine chicken Alfredo. Visit aldoskitchen.com. Curbside pickup is available weekdays from 4 to 8 p.m. Please allow 3 hours for prep time. Thank you to our sponsors. Please consider becoming a sponsor for ZTV Live. Just send us a private message on Facebook or send an email to editor@thezebrapress.com. In local news tonight, our own Zebra Press is thrilled to announce its new partnership with the local nonprofit KH Giving. Alexandria resident Mary Leonard, founder and CEO of KH Giving, has launched Mission Masks. Everyone needs to wear a mask these days, so consider buying one from KH Giving and give back to the community directly in 2 ways. With every purchase, a 15% donation will be made to the Zebra Restaurant Relief Fund, which goes toward purchasing gift cards at Alexandria restaurants for raffle giveaways 4 to 5 times a week. Additional donations will be funneled to Alive, Alexandria's main portal, providing essential support including shelter, food, and monetary support for Alexandria families in crisis. Cash donations, as well as products such as face masks and antibacterial cleaners, will be donated to Alive to give to people in need. For more information, please visit thezebra.org, and you can find all the details in the article. The Delray Farmers Market footprint is expanding to accommodate social distancing, thanks to the generous support of the Bonaventure Realty Group. As the City of Alexandria moves into Phase 2 of the reopening, the Delray Farmers Market is expanding to the parking lot across Oxford Avenue to accommodate additional vendors and walk-up customers. Farmers primarily offering produce will be located at the traditional location, the Pat Miller Neighborhood Square, at the intersection of Mount Vernon Avenue and Oxford Avenue. Vendors offering meat, fish, dairy, baked goods, and prepared foods will be located in the parking lot across Oxford Avenue. The Delray Farmers Market is open every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. While pre-orders are encouraged as a way to help make things run more efficiently and maintain social distance, walk-up customers are also welcome. For more details on participating vendors, visit delrayfarmersmarket.com. And a last reminder to help the City of Alexandria celebrate its high school graduates this weekend. On Saturday morning at 9:30, you can watch T.C. Williams' graduation ceremony online or on the local cable channel 71. And please be sure to light your home up in red, white, and blue Saturday night, June 13th. Even the Masonic Temple will be lit in honor of the class of 2020. Do you have a good news story that you'd like to share? Please let us know. Email editor@thezebrapress.com. And now I'm so happy to welcome Lesley Hall of Delray Artisans on the show. Hi, Lesley. Welcome.
Hi there. How are you guys doing?
We're just doing great. How's everything with you?
Fantastic.
Good. I know you're, why don't you begin by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. My name is Lesley Hall. I am an artist and a project coordinator and project specialist for an engineering company. But what this is about the Tell Me a Story artist exhibit that we had at the Delray Artisans Gallery. I've been involved with the gallery for over 10 years. I've been on the board of directors on and off for 10 years. And this was my first show curating, coming back from taking a break after having my daughter, Luna. So she's 4 now, so it was time. Yeah, it was a lot. And I wanted to do a show with the gallery, and one that I thought of was Tell Me a Story, a show where anybody could create 1 to 3 pieces that would tell a story without really trying to over elaborate what you thought it was, a clear story. And it blew up. It had a great turnout for everything, and it was a fantastic show. It was a labor of love, and it was a lot of work with a lot of help from the directors, but it was awesome.
What was your inspiration, or what was the, how did you come up with Tell Me a Story? How did you come up with that idea?
I have a fun thing where I look at art with other friends and say, what do you think they're doing? What story is that? Tell me about it. And then we would just talk. And it's so funny how somebody's story of what they saw is completely different from what I saw. And then that just, boom, sparked it for, this could be a show that doesn't have to relate to each other, but the artist itself, and then possible future shows of tell me another story. Tell me some more.
Oh, that's true. It has legs. It really does. It's a great idea. And it, that concept of telling me a story is so prevalent in artwork and photography. And so it really is great. And a huge response, do you think, because it is such a well-known, I mean, everybody loves stories.
They do. They do. I shared it very heavily, and I kind of heckled some people. You better do the show. Use some leverage, but the turnout was way more than but it was huge. And I think people just wanted to tell a story. In all of the artwork, there's lots of stories, so much artwork that I considered putting it on the ceilings.
Oh, wow.
I thought of it, but, I didn't want it to be anybody's art than mine, Well,
that would have been really something. How long does it take to curate and display? I mean, what does that time frame look like when you're planning an exhibit?
The gallery did a really good job last year of kind of restructurizing everything and then doing boot camps. So if you are a first-time curator, there's a couple of boot camps and sessions that you go to, and they lay it all out for you. So it's pretty much that they laid it out for, here's what you do 6 months ahead of time, 3 months ahead of time, 3 weeks for it. So might get 4 months. 4 months.
Okay.
Is a good thing for you to postcard, put it out in publication, and then the show. And it's the last month that's really, really tough. But that's why we extended it. Yeah. That's why we shortened the deadline so that pretty much the curators have a whole month to pick the art they want, print up the tags, do any last minute glitches and fixes, and then put the art up for opening reception.
Wow. Yeah, that is really, that is a lot of work going in there. So, and how many pieces did you have for Tell Me a Story?
So we had about 300 submissions, and I wanted to make sure everybody got at least one piece in the show because I loved it all, but I couldn't put it all in. So we had about 190 pieces on the wall. So it was minimalist beware. Don't.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me smile because I love going to art galleries where there's 3 pieces on the wall and everybody's, it's beautiful. The juxtaposition of everything is wonderful. This one, it would be chaotic for people. Yeah. And that kind of made me smile.
Oh, that's good. A little bit of sensory overload, right? I mean, that's a story in and of itself right there. So you had it opened and you worked, crazy hours, and you got it opened up, and you had a welcome reception for the exhibit, right? Was that early March?
Oh yeah. So March 1st was wherever all the artists dropped off their things, and that's when this whole, coronavirus COVID-19 started. So I remember setting out all the hand sanitizers for it, and then opening reception was on the March 6th, which was a Friday, and that was when trepidation was starting to set in, but not
the rumblings were beginning. Mm-hmm.
But it was the biggest opening reception I've been to in many, many years. I mean, it was a lot. And then right after that, next weekend, shut down. So it was kind of a blessing that it was so huge and such a great turnout and lots of sales. And so it was just a fantastic show to be a part of.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's good. That's great. So did you get a call at home that said, you're not going to believe this, but we have to, although you probably saw the writing on the wall with schools being canceled and everything else, did you just be like, I don't, this, what are we going to do? I mean, how did you come about making decisions for the gallery?
It was pretty much the Ray Artisans, the board of directors, the president, vice president, and technology director were in constant communication with me, making decisions, and they pretty much led it. I agreed. I supported them in whatever decisions they made, because they would be the ones physically going in the gallery, because they all live there in Alexandria. I live 30 minutes away. So it was pretty much the DRA and the board of directors that drove the decisions, and I agreed and supported them with every decision they made for it, and then turned it into, hey, an online exhibit. Let's do that, which I think it turned out fantastic. And they made a lot. And it looked like a little Etsy store and an Etsy shop. I hope this continues moving forward for the gallery.
It's a nice, and we've all seen how creative everybody can be and working around for this COVID-19 restrictions that we've all been placed under. But I think a lot of people are saying, oh, there is another way to do this. And boy, I can see doing this, going back to the way we used to do it, and also incorporating this new way of doing it also. So, again, it's a little bit of a silver lining in an otherwise pretty dark cloud. Where did you have some favorite pieces in the gallery or in the showing?
I had a lot. I remember making the speech opening reception, and normally everybody was pushing me to our past curators, give awards. You got to give awards, which I agree with, curator's choice. I couldn't choose. There were so many fantastic, and I know it's, corny to say, but the entire show was my curator's choice. It really was.
Uh-huh.
It was some of the provoking art, some of the lovely sweet art. I think we had some nudes in there, so of course,
Mm-hmm.
and all that. But I liked it and everything in it. I mean, I loved my pieces as well. They were great,
Mm-hmm.
which was on the post for it.
Oh, okay, cool, great. Was that the trees?
Yes, the lady standing in the trees.
And there's also, was it the three wolves? Was that piece in the exhibit?
No, that's been in a past exhibit celebrating movement of 12 years ago. I just like to stand in my big pieces.
That is a beautiful. That's just a beautiful painting. Did you take your daughter to the exhibit?
Oh yeah. She helps me paint sometimes. So if there's ever any weird line and delineations in my art, it's Luna.
And I think we have a picture of one of you and her collaborating. Did you do one picture and then she copied it as she painted what she saw?
No, she does it. She's very into what she does in particular. So she'll create something, and then my favorite thing to do is to put her art on the wall and look at it, and I'll either just outline what she does, just sharpen it up, just outline it, or that one picture that you guys have, I saw a face and a guy with a tooth, and so that's what I do. So it's whatever I see in her art, I'll kind of bring it out a little bit. So I like collaborating with my daughter.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And how wonderful for her to be exposed to that creative thinking so early. That's really what a gift to have an artist as a mother. I think that's really fantastic. And the artwork was when you moved the exhibit online because of the pandemic, and the building was closed anyway. Did you guys just not come up with an end date and just kind of like played it by ear for through April, then May, and then finally when things? What was that thought process like?
It was kind of going at what the governor and what the mayors of each town were. They were acquiescent to what they did. So, it was just kind of a couple weeks, then a month, then another month. So I'm cool with my show being up for almost 4 months. That's fun. But then they took advantage of doing it online and then turning it. So the show actually ended yesterday, but all the artwork is still available for purchase. And so as a thank you to the members, we gave them the opportunity to keep your artwork there at the gallery. And now we're going to change the show into takeaway art exhibit. So a lot of the pieces that were in this past show are in this new one coming up, and a lot more. And those ones will be available when the gallery reopens June 18th. So that's exciting. And so also, if you saw the videos and saw that and you see some pieces that aren't there, you would just email the gallery and they would contact the artist, because artists like to sell their work. We do.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. No, that's fantastic. And that really is a great way to merchandise all of the artwork and make it a little bit, for sale for everybody in case they didn't get to see the exhibit. So, and then can you give the website for people who might want to learn more about your gallery or come visit it? Of
course. So the one right now for Tell Me a Story that's up, it's delrayartisans.org/story. So go to and you can see the current art that's up on the walls now. And the artists are actually coming and picking up their artwork today and tomorrow in 1 hour slots, with only 3 people in the gallery at a time. So, and those were all the non-members or the people that didn't want to keep their pieces up, and wanted it.
Gotcha. And then you had mentioned that the gallery is reopening June 18th. Is there, what's the next exhibit going to come up that's scheduled?
So that one is the takeaway art exhibit. So some of the things Tell Me a Story and some new things that people have been selling. And also about this time would be the spring art market outdoors that Delray Artisans always has. Well, a lot of those artists are currently going to be in this new show coming up, Takeaway Art, or currently there. So that's why we encourage you to join or to stop by. Or we're hoping that it's going to be online too, so we can continue this with people that want to practice social distancing.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea. When you do open, will you, again, limit it to, did you say 3 people at a time? And so people will make appointments? Is there going to be like a sign up online that people can make the appointments?
So right now, yes, the appointments are there. But so they are working with the gallery staff, are talking and taking all the ALX promiser certification training. So they're going to provide masks, encourage people to wear masks when they come in as well. And they're going to limit the amount of people in the gallery. On a given day, normally it's not that many people for that because the hours are, but the weekends will work on it and, kind of keep an eye on it and then ask people to wait if that, I don't foresee 50 people showing up all at once, but it's good to be prepared.
Okay. I just got an idea if, you're doing masks. I can see masks as artwork, at an exhibit, maybe sometime in the future. You never know.
Want to be a curator?
Is it that easy?
It is.
That's funny. So what are you, how are you now filling your time after this curator, do you have another show that you'll be curating soon?
No way. I promised to my husband, we'll wait 1, maybe 2 years before I agree to curate again. It's kind of amnesia once that sets in after all of the work that I did. And I couldn't have done it all without the help of some really great people on the board of directors helping out. But I'm constantly doing art. I have been still continually going to work every day since COVID-19 happened. So I'm still doing that. And I come home and my husband is wonderfully supportive and allows me to do a couple hours or maybe an hour of painting every night. So, because he knows the importance of art as therapy for somebody. So I'm swimming in pictures right now. So many pictures.
So you would obviously enter into upcoming shows then that are coming up?
I try to enter into almost every show. I try to be involved with DRA. I think it pushes you to do more shows and to create something new with each one of the new exhibits and the new shows each month. I think it pushes you. Some people enjoy just free for all, but I like the newer ideas. So, let's try that one out. So I'm excited about the other shows. There's going to be Art by Mail, which is where people are sending small pieces that fit in an envelope for. So Art by Mail, that's an online exhibit right now too. And then there's going to be a recycled one, where there's eyeglasses being provided at the gallery that you could come in and grab a handful of eyeglasses and then create art with it. And submit that. So a lot of recycled projects, and there's a few other ones that'll be coming on for it, because I think that this whole pandemic has sparked some things, and let's make some art and let's talk about it and let's look at it.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of recycling and reusing, I want David to roll the video of your paint chips, of that paint chips video, which I saw and I just really loved. So David, can you? That was really a great video. I loved how it was just such a big blob and a mess, and you can see your hand kind of lifting it up, and but you organized it beautifully. And do you kind of see everything lined up color wise as an artist? Is that how you do? Does that kind of inform your world now?
No. That was a separation of colors, and then I had that idea, but that out of nowhere was the show last year. I think it was For the Artist, and I emailed the curator, and there was no information. I was, what is that, For the Artist? And she said it's for the artist to create a picture of something that they've always wanted to do. And then I remember I saved my paint peels because I'm an American picker. Pick. I'll pick anything. Started with glue on my hands as a child.
Yeah. And candle wax.
I love it so much. And so I was going to create art with it because they were cool. And then tell me, For the Artist, that's for me. So I did that, separated the colors, did the color wheel. And then that messed up my neck and my back for a few months, though, from being hunched over.
Oh, no.
But from that, I love it. So now I'm doing one on a hubcap that I found on the side of the road because they're everywhere. So I'm now doing a bunch of paint peels on hubcaps. And then I did one for my husband, who's St. Louis Blues, go Blues. And so I did the blue note with paint peels for it and all that.
Neat.
So that's enjoy. So I always tell people, save your paint peels. They're so much fun to work with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny when everybody was doing puzzles, during the beginning days of the COVID, and somebody, everybody was showing their puzzles, and some woman just did all the colored paint puzzle pieces together to make the sky and the horse and the grass. And she's like, there's my puzzle. So, yeah. I'm sure a lot of people saw that, but as an artist, and when you are going to approach a project, when you come home from work, and you kind of escape into your studio to paint, what is your creative process like?
Chaotic. I probably do about 8 pieces at the same time. So I'll work on this one, move to this one, move to this one. I have about 6 easels and then a bunch of IKEA breakfast bed tables that I have set up everywhere. So no matter where I am, what bedroom I'm in or room, or if I'm with my daughter, I'm going to bring it and paint. So I probably right now, I counted before I came out here, I have 9 pieces that I'm working on. So wow. I just sit still. I need to paint something. So rarely do I have any ideas of what I'm going to do. That's why
what was my next. Yeah, my next question. Because you think about an author when they're approaching a story, and authors have so many different ways of approaching their craft of writing. Some of them have an outline and they know what's going to happen, although they leave room for other things. And you don't even know what you're doing when you just begin to paint.
Rarely do I have any idea of what I'm doing, but sometimes when I do. That's where but my favorite thing to do, which I encourage everybody to do, is while you're painting something, at the end of each night, take a picture. And then the next day, take a picture. And then watch the evolution of your picture. That makes me laugh so much of how my faces change, ethnicities change, how everything changes. And then sometimes I get mad that I should have stopped 30 days ago at that picture. Really great, but now it's completely different, but it's enjoyable. So that's one of the things I always encourage people to do. Take it. Who cares if you don't like the way it looks right now? Take a picture, because then you can make a little video of the evolution of that picture.
That is such a great idea. I never even thought of doing that before. Does the gallery, do you guys offer classes, art classes there?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We usually have, the summer spring. It used to be called Guac Gallery Grown Up Art Camp, and then they turned that to Summer Creative Program. So they offer a lot of great things, which would be happening about this time, but not. But so during my show, I was able to actually take a calligraphy workshop that I hosted with Jenny Nicholson, and then I had another one, but it had to be canceled. But there's always every show and every curator, they're encouraged to get some exhibits, get some little workshops going. At least one, we try to shoot for the stars for them. So I was trying to get a creative movement to tell a story and all that, but it didn't work out for that. But yeah, they host a lot. So there's always life drawing.
Right.
There's always life drawings, and there's always opportunities to learn new things.
Oh, that's fantastic. And then I guess, I don't know, have they moved online, or they're just going to resume once the kind of all clear is given, or slowly scale up to capacity?
I think we'll slowly scale up to it. I'm not sure if there's any of those programs or the life drawing going on through Zoom, but I'd love to see that if there is. I'd love to see what it looks like.
Yeah, that would be.
Person standing there and modeling,
That would be funny. That would be funny to figure out how to make that work. Well, that's really great. Hopefully the classes will be able to come back pretty soon. I mean, the city of Alexandria is entering phase 2 tomorrow, which allows for, restaurants to go to 50% capacity and fitness centers and gyms to be 30% capacity. So I would imagine that the gallery would hopefully be able to fall under, some categorization there.
Right. So I do believe I have a note written down, 6 people in the gallery at a time starting off when it is opened for that. So maybe the same thing, 4 people or 5 people for the classes to take, not including the instructor. So I don't see any reasons why that wouldn't happen, and I would encourage that.
Yeah. Well, that is just. I do hope it opens soon. It's everybody needs to have a creative outlet in their life, and drawing, and I'm, like I was saying the other day, I don't really have the talent, but take a class. Sometimes you have a little talent that you don't realize, or you have a little inclination towards something that you didn't really think about before. So was there anything else that you wanted to share about Delray Artisans? It just sounds like such a great place.
It is. I have so many organizations right here in Fairfax where I live that I could go to, but I choose to drive 30 miles for this. It's a lovely small gallery, but I always love it as it's accommodating. It's a big hug. It's a hug of the community. If you're a new artist and you're very, trepidatious coming in, they encourage you, they hug you, not physically right now, later.
Right. Of course, practicing social distancing, but it's a virtual hug.
Exactly. And it's encouraging, and you have new people that start you up, and it always takes one person to introduce you to the gallery, and then it's a domino effect. And I remember my one person was Teresa Kolstad. I sat with her gallery sitting one time, and then, she got me hooked, and I was on the board, and here we are 12 years later.
Did you used to live in Delray? Is that how you discovered it?
No, I think it was an ex-boyfriend's grandmother who liked my art and said, you should come to this gallery. And I'm so glad I did, because it changed my life. And I have a couple of my very best friends from the gallery, and I can't seem to quit it. I love it so much.
That's really great. What a wonderful community that is there.
It is.
And the community in Delray has obviously embraced DRA as well.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and we just got news from Kelly McConomy. Thank you, Kelly. That DRA memberships are available. Can you explain what that is, Lesley?
Yeah. So, and it's on the online DelrayArtisans.org. So there's different types of memberships. So you can be a patron of the arts if you do art yourself. It could be a single membership, a dual membership if you have 2 people living in the house, or what I have is a family membership, so that because I want to enter art of my daughters and mine in the show, and my husband does some photography as well. So there's multiple different levels, and then there's sponsorship levels as well. To check all of those out online, or email anybody and we will let you know what they are. But there are half the shows of the year are for all artists, so all area artists. You don't have to, and that's what my show was. So I was really trying to get new people to come into the gallery. And I think we had a few people that joined up and are now members. And then there are exhibits that are members only. And so that's a real big encouragement to join and be a member. You get discounts and you get more opportunities to show your art and do different shows.
That's fantastic. And then an early opportunity to purchase art as well that you see that you might like to see.
Exactly.
That's really great. Awesome. Well, that's really great. Was there anything else that you wanted to share about the gallery?
About the gallery, go to it. I always try to tell people what it was. I mean, we'll get there. We will get there again. We're opening receptions, but I encourage everybody to stop by the gallery. It doesn't look like, a big fancy gallery from the outside because there's a fence and a pool. But other than that, I encourage you to go inside there and enjoy just a nice little walk around in there and see the art. And there are so many classes to join for. So I encourage people.
That's fantastic. What's the address of the gallery?
It is 2704 Mount Vernon Avenue.
Terrific. And what's the cross street? Is there a cross street, or wasn't sure what section of Mount Vernon Avenue that is?
Raymond, I know is what one lives on there, but Los Tios and all there, it's right there on that, and right by the school, the elementary school is right around, right next to the field.
Gotcha. That's a good landmark. Okay, well, listen, it really just sounds like a wonderful place. Thanks, David. I don't know Delray as much. As I said, I know some of the cross streets. That's usually how I get over there, but having the address will be helpful, obviously. So, Lesley, you're a wonderful ambassador for your gallery. Thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing your passion and kind of an insider's look to being an artist and creating art as well as marketing it. So, we really enjoyed spending time with you today.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. Come back again when you have your next show in another year or two. Or even before that. Let us know what other shows are there. I'm sure that there's lots of people in the audience that would like to know a little bit more about it.
Reach out and we'll tell you.
Beautiful. That sounds great, Lesley. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And I'd like to thank David McClure, our executive producer, for bringing us on air every night, and Mary Wadlin, our publisher, and the gal who runs this whole show. So thank you, everybody. That's it for this week of ZTV Live, and I hope that everybody has a great weekend coming up, and as much as you can, to remember to be the good news in someone's life.